Thanks for tuning in at home. I do have to say, something happened last week. So we have like younger kids, and I'm getting used to this muscle. I'm sure parents here are used to it. I'm not. Where you start to become friends with your kids' friends' parents, which is like, you didn't choose them, your kids chose them. And they came over, and really lovely people. Like, we made a nice meal, we were sitting down, and it was getting like, it was getting a little awkward. It was getting a little awkward. So she asked me, she's like, so what do you do, Joel? And I said, I'm a chef. And she slammed her like hand on the table. She goes, I told you, and like kicked her husband. I'm like, what? And she's like, this food is like way too good to be like just a normal thing. And thank you. What I love about that is like, she had no idea who I was, but she tasted like an elevated version. And I think all of us in the kitchen, whether you're a chef or you're not, can get there. So today's episode is all about upping your game in the kitchen. It's gonna be an absolute blast. So for this first dish, I'm gonna show you how to elevate a perfect steak. This is our first bite. All right. So first things first, grab the steak, pull it out of the fridge, let it get to room temp. It doesn't need to be freezing cold. That helps the steak kind of not pull down the temperature of the actual pan itself. And then one tip that I absolutely love is to salt from up high, but to salt the steak a lot earlier than before you cook it. So I might do this, I don't know, an hour before I actually cook the steak. Does anyone know why? What's up with that? Matt, you're not allowed to answer? Yeah, who could tell me? Nobody? Okay. What's that?
It soaks into the meat.
Yeah, it soaks in, but also the meat starts to release the juices. I don't know if you've ever salted anything, but all the water comes out, which kind of concentrates the meat and seasons it from the inside out, which is beautiful. So just that like little step of like taking a step back and letting that steak do its thing, rock star. And then I like a little bit of oil in a screaming hot pan. So I'm just gonna go with a little bit. This one's been on for a while. Cast iron, people? Are we cast iron lovers here? I'm sorry. All right. So this one needs another hour, but this one we did an hour ago, and you can just see if I just look, like the juices are kind of dripping out of it. We actually peppered it on one side as well, so you can do it on both sides, and then we just lay that right in. Yeah. Yes. Yes. If you want to get that crust, if you want to get that sear that chefs get, you gotta like walk away. You gotta go text, you gotta go do like an email, you gotta go do something. Don't look at the meat, just let it do its thing. So while it's doing its thing, we had to bring in some big guns, someone who's cooked quite a bit of steak. You might know him from @a cook named Matt, and he's had billions of views on his videos. Give it up for Matt Broussard. What's up, buddy?
Hi.
So Matt, how many steaks have you actually cooked, do you think?
I mean, I don't know. If I estimate, it'd probably be over 100K or so.
100,000 steaks?
It's gotta be more.
And so when you teach people about kind of little steps that they can do to kind of like elevate it, what are like moves?
Little things that you could pick up, right? Like taking the steak out and drying it in the fridge, probably overnight.
Huge.
That's something that, you know, I didn't realize that's a normal thing because you have them left out in the restaurant in the walk-in, drying it out to help build that crust.
Yes.
Or like you don't even need oil. You could use the fat from the steak itself and render that out and cook it in its own fat.
I love you.
Tastes
yes,
really tasty.
I love you.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, there's little tips here and there. Yeah.
And they're yes, give it up. And they're micro, they're tiny tips, right? Like you guys have just seen, but they make a huge difference. So by the way, I'm just going to flip this steak real quick. You can see I have not been messing with it, but by not messing with it, you get this gorgeous, beautiful sear, right? So we flip the steak. This next tip, chefs love this. I think it looks really sexy. I think it makes a huge difference in your steak itself. I'm gonna add a lot of butter to this. You won't be ingesting this butter. When you see this, I'm not killing you, okay? This just gives it a little glaze. So I'm gonna take some garlic cloves. I'm not gonna peel it. It's nice just to leave those on. I take any herbs. This could be thyme, this could be rosemary. I put that into the pan, and then look how much butter I'm adding, okay? It's a lot of butter. I'd say that's a stick of butter. That's going right in. Has anyone ever seen this technique before? It's called butter basting. Never? Okay, this is really cool. So butter kind of melts. By the way, can you guys smell it in here? It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So you can do this tip with fish, you can do it with vegetables, maybe you've got a portobello mushroom happening, maybe you've got a chicken, it doesn't really matter. But the butter starts to melt and then you kind of tip the pan and it gets kind of frothy and all that garlic and all that rosemary starts to infuse it and you just kind of spoon the butter right over. This is called butter basting. And this just kind of sears the top, kind of continues to kind of brown the top, but it really just gives it this velvety kind of just extra layer. And just moments like this, like no one's gonna know you did this when you bring a steak to the table, but they'll taste the difference and it makes a huge difference. So butter based everything if you can, okay? I love it. Really important that you rest it. I like to rest it on something like this. This is like a little wire rack you can use for cookies and stuff. But by taking it out, you put it right here, and it kind of cools all the way around the steak versus just having the steak on like a flat surface. So that even that little tip keeps it really crispy. And then what we're gonna do is slice the steak, and we wanna slice it against the grains. But a lot of people just start cutting the steak, and you kind of wanna find these lines of grain, and you wanna kind of cut it at like a little bit of an angle, like this, and that allows for a really smooth cut, a really nice chewing experience. And this, my friends, with a lot of little tips and techniques, really gives you this unbelievably unctuous, beautiful, perfect steak. Love it. And you know, obviously you can eat it like this. I think it's really important to think about when you have a lot of steak like this, maybe some leftover meat, think about cooking it once and eating it not once, but eating it thrice. So cooking once, eating thrice, because you could save half of this, put it on a salad like this, eat the other for dinner. Maybe the beef fat you toss potatoes in for next night's dinner, or you scramble eggs. So when you look at your food, the best thing to think about is how can I stretch it? How can I elongate it? How can it continue to add value? And so if you want more tips and tricks like this, we love this resource called usefoodwell.org. So check them out. So speaking of upping your game, I'm working with Verda developing some recipes to back up your health. Here's my 5-ingredient cabbage steak recipe. So step one to this cabbage steak is I actually like to render out a little bit of bacon. It gives you incredible fat, which counts as kind of an extra ingredient, and really nice to sear this cabbage into. What I do with this cabbage steak is I just kind of cut almost the thickness of my finger. So right down. So now I'm gonna just salt and pepper my cabbage steak, just like any other steak, and lay it in the bacon fat. I've got some sour cream, so I'm gonna go with a little bit of salt in those, and then I'm gonna grab some beautiful chives. And this could be any herb. Add the whole thing into our sour cream and give that all a good mix. Now I'm gonna grab a plate, and I'm just gonna put a heaping dollop of our sour cream. This is almost like ranch. And I kind of just make a bed. So at this point, I pick up my cabbage steak and we just kind of carefully transfer it to our plate. Top it with a little bit more of that bacon. Maybe some extra chives. And then I just kind of wodge off a side of lemon and kind of just tuck that in anywhere. And that, my friends, is a cabbage steak worth remembering. I love it, thank you. We are upping your game in the kitchen, and our next guest absolutely wants to up her game in the kitchen, but she's been upping our game outside the kitchen for many, many years. She's a New York Times bestselling author. She's coming out with a new show on Bravo. It's called Denise Richards and Her Wild Things. Give it up for Denise Richards! Hi, buddy. Hi. We got Denise Richards in the house. I love it.
For having me. I'm so excited.
So, first of all, you've done a million things. Starship Troopers, James Bond. I mean, you're in everything. But your dream is to like host a cooking show. Like we're making dreams happen.
I know. Thank you.
What is with that? Do you love cooking?
I love cooking. I love watching cooking shows.
You do?
And I feel that the reason why I want to have a cooking show is also to show there's a lot of mishaps that happen Like, you guys make it look so easy.
Oh, you're saying that like everyone messes up and it's okay to mess up?
Yes, it's okay to mess up and make mistakes and try again.
Totally.
You know.
I know. I think
why.
it is, when you watch cooking shows, everything looks really perfect.
And then you have these several wonderful
helpers
that come
that-
and clean up the mess, which my husband would love because
Does he lose it on you about the messes?
he loses it. Do you clean as you cook?
I sure don't, Denise. Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you for saying that.
No, I don't.
Because
and my
you
wife
might
gets mad at
need-
me too. So
she does,
yeah.
because you
So if
might
you and
need
I
the
were married,
pan.
it would be a
we
pigsty. Yeah, it'd
we
be
would
bad.
have
Yeah.
a pigsty.
Yeah. I love it. I get Denise Richards here. I get it.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna up your game in the kitchen. We're gonna teach you how to make a praiseworthy Caesar salad. Are you ready?
I am ready because I have some.
Well, let's just say the
about
secret.
it.
Let's just say she doesn't like Caesar salad. So let's just go with that.
No, that's not true.
Okay.
I am allergic to garlic.
Yep,
which
no garlic.
Chefs love.
We do.
When I go to a restaurant
do.
that I am allergic.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I like the idea of a Caesar salad.
Yes.
But I am
Wait, and
allergic
the egg?
to.
We don't do the egg?
I don't do raw egg because
Yeah.
I'm afraid of salmonella.
Yes.
Sorry. It's true.
I love it. And we're
And-
anchovy curious.
And I am curious. I haven't had it, but I'm gonna try it.
We'll see how this goes live on PBS. Here we go. All right. So, Denise, I'm sure you've had a million salads. I've had a million salads. And Caesar salad always has croutons. But one way that you can elevate a Caesar salad is instead of going croutons, do breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs kind of like weave in inside the
Yeah, I
lettuce,
love
makes it
that
crunchy everywhere. So add a little olive oil. This pan's already warm. Go for it right in. Yep, that goes right in. And then anchovies right in. And what's interesting about anchovies, when you cook them,
Just
Denise,
put them in whole?
Put them in whole.
Oh, good God. Okay. But I've been to Italy and I've eaten a lot of food there.
Yes.
And Chef Michael Simon said, if you've eaten in Italy, you've had anchovies.
Oh,
so
100%.
I'm sure I've had it and I just didn't know.
Exactly, and you're
Okay.
about to see it. So just go
So
in with your
just-
fingers. Use those beautiful fingers. Come on, girl. You're on a cooking show.
Okay,
Let's go.
thank
Let's
you.
go.
That's a good
right
thing. My
in.
nails
I
done.
love it.
Okay.
I love it. So we're gonna cook that, and what's gonna happen is the anchovies are gonna melt. You're not even gonna
Okay.
see them. So to Michael Simon's point, like you're not even gonna know they're there. Okay? They're
Okay.
gonna kind of cook away. And do you want to just kind of stir that?
Okay, thank you.
Denise is doing awesome because it's splattering a little bit because the anchovies are wet, which is normal. So now
Okay.
you're gonna go with some breadcrumbs. Just add them
Okay.
right in. And these breadcrumbs are gonna get toasted
Now,
in this.
how much
about
is
a
this
cup.
for the
About a
people
cup.
at home?
Yeah, about a
Because
cup.
I would ask that. I would be Googling your recipe.
Diaper.
Yeah. So
Okay, right in.
So 2 anchovies.
Two
I put in,
anchovies,
and
a cup
now
of breadcrumbs.
A cup of
We
breadcrumbs.
got a recipe follower here. I love
Okay,
it.
I'm
Can you show me a
sorry.
pinch
Yes,
of salt?
yes, yes,
How do
yes.
you pinch salt?
So this is a pinch.
Show me your pinch. Okay. Okay. That's like
I
me.
love salt.
Let me just say, that's like me showing up to set at your show and like dropping like a amazing performance. Like that was incredible. That was incredible. So that is perfect. So you're just waiting for these breadcrumbs to get kind of toasty. Now,
Okay.
I know coffee is your thing. Like you're obsessed with coffee.
Yeah. Well, my parents used to own a coffee espresso bar.
Did you
guys
work
got
in this
some-
cafe? Did you like?
Oh God, my sister did. I tried after I did Starship Troopers. I was home for Christmas, and the employees were out of town. And my sister, I think she fired me after a half hour. I swear to God, I could not make a cappuccino to save my life. But whatever.
I love it. Well, wouldn't it be trippy to be like, I'll have a latte and Denise Richards comes and brings it out to you? I'd be very
I did
tripped out.
serve it.
Okay, so by the way, you're doing a great job stirring, but I
feel
kind of
like-
want to teach you the next thing.
Yeah, I
Up
wanna
your game.
learn
You ready?
that.
So we're gonna turn this off.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes,
When
you
do
did really good.
Thank you for saying
Yeah.
that. When do you know it's like toasted?
Like when it's golden brown.
Golden brown,
GBD,
okay.
golden brown
Okay,
delicious. Okay.
all right.
So here's the deal. We want to learn how to flip. This
Oh,
ups
this
your
is
game,
like
okay?
my
Denise
husband
Richards,
will
we're
be
gonna
like-
learn live right here. It's not in your
I
wrist,
am not
Denise.
good at this. I don't think I.
If you're gonna have a cooking show, we need to
Okay,
get here.
okay, no, thank
All right?
you.
So it's just forward, back, forward, back. It's not a flip. It's just forward, back, forward, back. Okay?
Okay.
Come on, girl. Yeah! I get it. I get it. I get it.
That's why my
You did
husband.
awesome. You did awesome. This is part
Sorry
of-
about this mess.
No, we love it, and you warned us, and we can absolutely
thank
delete
you.
it. But the bottom line is you flipped it, so give it up for Denise one more time. Okay, put that down. All right.
Set it down?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. All right. So the next thing is we're gonna worry about the salad. So the breadcrumbs are done, half are on the floor. That's cool.
Sorry.
Okay. So we're gonna make this dressing. We have some yogurt. Can you scoop that into this bowl here? And you can just start whisking that up. We've got a little soy sauce, okay? So soy sauce, yeah, just go with a splash. About another tablespoon of olive oil, go right in. Yes, and then some mustard and Parmesan cheese. This looks awesome, by the way. Okay, so now we're gonna juice a lemon. So just cut that lemon in half. Go for it, right there. And just squeeze it in. And I'm gonna add a splash of water. And that just kind of thins it out. They already
I learned you do this when you squeeze a lemon so the seeds go in my hand. Is that true?
Guys,
or no?
she's up in our game. Let's go. Let's go. Yes, that is. All right, whisk this up when you're done. Last thing we're gonna add to this is a little bit of Parmesan. So just go ahead right in.
I'm so excited to learn this dressing.
I can't wait for you to try it. It's gonna go right in. That's gonna look insane. Now, speaking of just reality shows and Real Housewives, what was your tagline? Do you remember?
Something about a fairy tale, but I'll always have a happy ending.
I love it. We always play this game of like, what would be my tagline if I was a Real Housewife?
And what would it be?
What do you think it would be?
I don't.
You want to? Okay, I think it would be.
I want to hear what you think.
Okay, let me try it. I'm gonna get in character here. Here we go. I don't just stir the pot. I set the whole kitchen on fire.
That's awesome.
Is that good?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Too much.
No, I love
Energy?
it.
Okay.
It's
I don't know if
good.
the pheromones was just leaping. Yeah.
It was perfect.
It was perfect. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Everyone got chills. All right.
We all did.
So the next up your game moment for the Caesar is everyone uses romaine lettuce. Romaine's fine.
I like the little gems.
Yes, little gems. Good job, Denise. Yes.
Oh, thank
These
you.
are sweeter. They're crunchier. So
And I
the
like
next-
that they're small.
I know. They're bite-sized. Caesar, not great for
No,
just
they're good.
giant bites of food. Okay, so the next thing is we have this salad, and most people dump it in, but I want you to hold it.
Okay.
The right way to dress a salad is to go around the outside. So kind of dress it from the outside. Exactly.
Now, I did the circle.
Yeah,
They're
that's-
still dressing.
That's
Do
good
I?
to leave a little bit behind, so we
Okay,
can always
okay.
add more later. Add a little Parmesan. So do you ever grade fresh Parm?
I do.
Okay, hit
Thank
it.
you.
Hit it, girl. So right in there. That's beautiful. Yeah, give it up
I learned
there.
how to use this.
All right.
That thing's dangerous.
We're going to get into that. And I do want to add a little cucumbers in here. You have a story about this? What's the deal?
Okay, so I got a mandolin,
Yes.
and my husband hid it from me because he's like, "You're gonna cut your hand off." I found it and literally
Wait, he hit it like in a
put it in the cupboard where he thought I couldn't find it. But I was like, "I'm using this thing," and within 30 seconds, I was leaving to go to the ER. Yeah, it was a bad cut.
For those of you who don't know, this is called a mandolin, but I'm going to show you the safest way to do it.
Yeah.
Because
I
if we're
wanna
going to
learn
up your
this.
game, we're going to do
Yes,
this together.
please.
So wear a little glove. You're a
Thank
lefty.
you.
So
I am
put
a lefty.
Okay. Is anyone else scared of these, by the way? Every one of us? I know. So
Thank you.
we're going to grab our cucumber, and instead of having a really long cucumber because it's difficult to handle, cut this puppy in half.
Okay.
Okay? Yep, perfect. Okay, and now take half, and when you do it, you kind of do it at a slight angle like this. Okay?
Wait.
See, I'm kind of holding it at a
Oh,
slight
to
angle.
put the mandolin in it.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Gotcha.
you got it?
Thank you.
Guys, I think we should
Sorry.
slow clap for Denise.
You're
Let's do
fine.
this.
Thank you.
Yes! Fire! Guys, Denise Richards just got it back in the mandolin world. I love
thank
it.
you.
I love it. All right, you can take the glove off. We're gonna put these cucumbers in because they're beautiful. And then those breadcrumbs, those ones that have cooled, you can pour all those in. Most people will use tongs and they crush all the ingredients, all the cucumbers, all the lettuce. So you wanna use your hands.
Okay.
You're cool with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, so when you do it though, you wanna be gentle, you don't wanna squeeze it, so let's just see some finesse
All
here.
right, Matt, you're gonna hold my wedding ring. So just
Oh yeah, yes! This is how you toss any salad, but specifically a Caesar salad. That looks absolutely gorgeous. Doesn't that look good?
it looks really good.
You
It
need
looks
that,
so
right?
good. And no raw egg and no garlic.
No raw egg. Okay, this is perfect. Here's a towel.
Thank you.
Okay, now while you're doing that, I'm gonna show you, when you do this, I just kind of take
Yeah, I
them.
wanna see how you're
Yeah,
doing
and I kind of stack it really high on a plate.
Okay.
And that just makes it look really, when food kind of comes up high at you, it looks more enticing.
That's true.
Okay, so let's both just grab one lettuce. Just use your hands. We're at Homemade Live. Cheers, and let's see if this is a
Cheers.
Caesar that you could get behind.
Cheers.
Okay?
Thank you. That was good.
You're into it?
Totally.
I love it. No one can get enough of your new show.
Thank
right?
you.
It's Denise Richards and Your Wild Things.
And Her Wild Things.
Yeah, and Your Wild Things are
It
your
should be
daughters. It's so good. You are so relatable and fun, and your family is kooky, but
We are
isn't?
kooky.
And you lean fully into it. So thank you for allowing us into your home, because it's been an absolute blast to be a part of. I'm like so into it.
And thank you for allowing, you into our homes too.
Absolutely. Well, we'll be right back with more Denise Richards. I love it. We are upping your game from everything from steak to Caesar salad, and we're doing it with the coolest Denise Richards. It's been amazing. And you're a margarita lover?
I like a margarita. I like a clean margarita.
Yeah, me too. Like
Okay,
not too heavy.
yeah, I
or
don't want all the
syrupy.
junk in it.
Yeah, totally. So
Like
this is a very refreshing margarita
Okay, good. I
that
can't
we
wait
feel
to
like
try it.
ups the margarita ante. So the first thing is, it's fun to flavor your own salt. Have you ever done this?
I've never done that.
Do you have a little mortar and pestle at home?
I do.
You do? Okay, so you just
Mine's
take...
not little, it's giant.
Yeah, that's
For
great.
Guacamole.
Perfect. And then you just put a little zest of orange or lime or grapefruit, whatever's going on. It could also be like a spice of some sort, like chili.
Okay.
And then if
I
you
love
could just
that.
rub that into the salt, go for it. And you can see what happens is the oils of the orange actually flavors.
Oh, it smells really good.
Isn't that good? All right, so we're gonna dump that into a little dish. You can
Okay.
see it has this like really beautiful sherbet color. Grab your
Okay.
glass and just kind of lightly put the lime on the outside. Yep, perfect. And then you just dip it. Yeah, and just swirl it around. Yeah, get a little bit on the other side. Denise Richards, you crushed that. Look at hers. Hers looks better than mine. Now I want to go back. All right. So now for the actual margarita itself, this is clean. This is really
Okay,
good.
perfect.
So we have a little bit of orange liqueur. So go in with that right into the shaker. A couple ounces of your favorite tequila. This is your favorite tequila.
Okay.
Okay, goes right in. And then we've got some lime juice and orange juice. It's nice to mix up the
Okay, I can
citrus.
tell which is lime and orange.
Yep, goes right in. Beautiful.
The
And then
orange.
agave, which is...
I love agave.
Me too.
Okay,
Like
this is
instead
a
of
clean
honey
one.
or sugar, yeah, right in.
love-
Just drizzle that in.
Okay.
Yep. Take a little pinch of this
Okay.
orange salt.
Oh,
This
that's
elevates the
good.
game a little bit too. Yeah, right in. And then we shake it up. Do you know how to shake a cocktail?
No.
Okay, well, first time for everything. We've done a lot with us today with you. So just hand on top and just kind of back and forth.
Okay.
All right. You better go big.
Back and forth this way
No,
or
keep
up
your
and
keep
down?
your hand here. Yeah, there you go. Yes, harder, bigger. That looks really good. Okay, you are a mess queen, and I'm so here for it. I'm so here for it. All right, so then we go there. I put the strainer on top, and I just kind of strain in.
Okay.
So you poured over fresh ice because the ice in here got kind of melty. So this keeps it really nice.
I love that. It
and cold.
smells so good.
Doesn't it? And doesn't it look beautiful?
It looks gorgeous.
You guys.
This is a refreshing
I think it's really
spring
refreshing.
summer drink.
And I want to do a little toast to whether it's in the kitchen or outside of the kitchen, up your game. Denise, you have been exemplary role model of that. You've been upping your game forever. Thank you so much for being on screen, but allowing us now in your home a little bit closer to you as a person. You are so lovely. So thank you for being here. Up your game at home. Cheers to you. We'll see you next time.
Thank you so much.
Good.
Thank you.